Okay, let's take a look at the answer to the question. Once again, there's more than one way to answer this question. All right, so ethnic nationalism can impact state sovereignty when ethnic groups demand greater autonomy with the state within the I should say within the state, excuse me, leading to devolution. States can respond to nationalist pressure in several ways. The state can give more power to the nation within the state and share power. This was the situation in Belgium between the Walloons and the Flemish. Okay, so we have one way that it responds. A second way that it can respond is a state can split into different states, granting the nation its own sovereign territory and government. This works best if the areas occupied by different groups is well defined and homogeneous. This was the result in Czechoslovakia when the country agreed to peacefully split into the Czech Republic and Slovakia. So there is a second discussion of how sovereignty is affected by ethnic nationalism. And I went ahead and put a third way in here. Okay, a state can choose not to relinquish or share power with the nationalist groups. This often causes greater conflict within the country. The wars in Yugoslavia in the 1990s were caused by conflicts between ethnic groups seeking independence in ethnically mixed regions. Conflict in Northern Ireland, the Basque Spain region of Spain, and conflict between Jews and Palestinians are all examples of this form of devolution. Okay, so I've worked in some examples that I mentioned in my planning stage. I have worked in not one but three different discussions of how state sovereignty is affected by nationalism, okay, by ethnic nationalism. Okay, let's take a look at what this looks like on your paper. Okay, here is part B added into our outline. So there we see all three of those examples nicely added into one paragraph. All right, let's look at part C. Before we move on to part C, I did want to go ahead and highlight the different sections here, 1, 2, and 3 different examples of sovereignty and ethnic nationalism.